Hello, Riven mains and Yasuo mains alike. I'm the Nightwing, coming at you guys with another League of Legends video. So, with Deathly and Keith switching teams, a new article surfaces up today talking about potential trades that could spice up the LCS. Obviously, this isn't happening right now. This is literally something that is just basically theory about what would make these teams better in terms of the now and the future for these orgs. Right now, in terms of the summer, these rosters have really terrible records going into playoffs, and they might not even make playoffs. They need to basically have the record that Cloud9 had last split while winning every single game, not counting other teams losing games as well. So that's also going to be there as well with these potential trades. Now, will these potential trades be better for the teams? That is to be debatable, because you have to look at, how this player impacts the game, how this player actually impacts what his team is able to do, how flexible this player is. Just, there's a lot to go into. Yeah, on paper, this could be an upgrade, but then when you actually think about it, it's just like, does this really help? I look at the whole Bang situation, like everybody was pretty much in agreement that Bang was a clear upgrade above Cody Sun and a clear upgrade above Rikara. But when we actually saw it play out, it didn't play out the way most people thought. In some cases, some could argue that it looked like a downgrade compared to the performance that Cody Sun gave them all of the previous year. So that's something that could obviously be a blind factor to a lot of people, that yes, specific trades can work, but they could also backfire just as much. Right now, we see FlyQuest sitting at what, like around 4-7 is their newest record. They're still out of playoffs. 100 Thieves is one game back from playoffs. We have TSM, TL, Cloud9, CLG, Optic is still there, and Golden Guardian. So, we pretty much just have 6 playoff teams right there. And then I think that these last 2 spots could be up for grabs, depending if these other teams can actually start rising up. Remember, these teams would probably have to go undefeated while not facing each other, while banking that other top teams lose games. And like tiebreakers, it becomes a big convoluted scenario of, banking on luck versus actual gameplay versus drafting versus playing good on specific days. There's so much that goes into this. But let's look at these 3 potential trades that could spice up the LCS. Remember, none of this has happened. This is just potential trades that could help these orgs get better. V1per for Ssumday. They're talking about switching V1per, that is on FlyQuest, for 100 Thieves' Ssumday. Why FlyQuest would make this trade? FlyQuest is one of the few teams in the LCS without 2 imports in the regular starting lineup. In fact, they played most of 2019 without a single one, before Wadid replaced JJ. That's true. It's like, yeah, they didn't play with any imports, and they did pretty well in the spring. But then, you have to factor in why they started looking so bad. It could have been dealing with the fact that maybe they were just tired of JJ. It could have just means that a lot of the other teams just got better. FlyQuest has always been this way. I don't know why people are genuinely confused about this. Teams like FlyQuest look better when everybody else looks worse. That's who they are. And then they try to cover that up with good, consistent players. But remember, these good, consistent players have flaws and issues. That's the reason why they were kicked off top teams, because of their flaws and issues. And then when you put all of that on one team, that just kind of means that, well, they have a good roster, but it's going to have a ceiling at a certain point. V1per is a good, talented, and a top laner, but his contract ends after this season. Ssumday is a better top laner at this point in their careers, and FlyQuest have him under team control for another year. So basically, that is, weirdly typed. That pretty much should be that FlyQuest have V1per under control for another year, or maybe Ssumday is contracted with the 100 Thieves for another year. I don't particularly know. I forgot the whole contract details when they actually talked about that, during the offseason leading into this. Ssumday could provide enough of a boost to get FlyQuest to World qualification. Remember, they got as many playoff points as Cloud9 from the spring season. His more passive playstyle may may fit better with the team, and Santorin to spend a lot more time bot lane for Wadid and Wild Turtle. I don't know if, looking at the trade, that potential trade, it's like, Ssumday would make a FlyQuest better, but would V1per in his good performance make 100 Thieves better? You have to look at those things in terms of trading, because if you don't look at that, you're just getting basically a lopsided trade that, okay, this player is obviously definitely going to make that team better, but is this guy going to make my team better? That's the trade that would be like the one of the more weirder type of better ones in my own personal opinion, but it's obviously going to be a very weird thing. Why 100 Thieves would make this trade? 100 Thieves have made their summer season roster decisions with winning immediately in mind. Picking up Amazing and bringing back Ryu are not long-term plays. The team wants to win now. If that's the case, it makes sense to move an academy player for an upgrade on their main roster. Fake God has played well enough for 100 Thieves to win, but V1per represents a clear upgrade now. Though V1per is only signed through 2019, it could still make sense for 100 Thieves to get out from under Ssumday's contract. It doesn't look like Bang is going anywhere, and the NA resident mid lane pool is shallow. Even if 100 Thieves can't keep V1per beyond this season, it's easier to import a mid laner or just keep Ryu and find an NA resident top laner and vice versa. Okay, so basically what they're saying is why 100 Thieves would make the trades, because V1per would be more of a long-term player that would help them win, rather than just having the wins right now. Because yeah, wins right now mean something, but in the grand scheme of things, these players are going to have caps and ceilings, and they're not going to pass better players than them. So basically, I don't have to pretty much go over all of that. This is just potential at the end of the day. Do you guys think that V1per would be better for 100 Thieves and vice versa for Ssumday? It's just basically how you think about that. Let's go with the next one. Optic Gaming Dardoch for Echo Fox's solo. So that means if they traded that, you would have to bring up Lorlo for the top lane, and Echo Fox would get Dardoch back. I'm pretty sure Dardoch would not want to return back to Echo Fox. He literally just left them last year. So, it's just like, why would he go back to a roster that he left? It's very clear why people leave Echo Fox, and I don't know why. It's always this clear indication of why people leave Echo Fox. It's like Rush, and then Phoenix had issues last year, and you had Adrian and Alltech situation. I wouldn't really trust to play with this team overall. Like if they're your last resort, then and you just want to play on a team, I mean, I guess, but it's very clear that something is not aligning up with either coaching staff, or it's just not aligning up with these players to flourish on Echo Fox. We've seen this for a very, very long time with this org. Yeah, they had their 5 minutes of fame, last 2018 spring when they reached third place. That was like their best season overall. They were considered like the best team in North America for a little bit. But I do feel like a lot of teams faltered for that to happen. Like, looking at their actual gameplay, it wasn't really anything spectacular. It was pretty much Huni, Dardoch Smash, and then everybody else is being dragged forward. So, why Optic Gaming make this trade? If it's no secret, Optic Gaming have struggled with top lane for some time. Dokla has been getting to start in the summer season over Alorum, but solo could impact an impact player could be better for Optic in 2019. Solo has had the best season of his career this summer, averaging the top CS per minute and gold share among LCS top laners, despite often being focused by enemy team. Solo can play carries well, but also has demonstrated his ability to carry without extra resources by virtue of Echo Fox having non-existent junglers all season. Crown and Arrow locked up through 2020, so they can afford to take a shot on Solo for this season and evaluate if he fits their team better. I mean, it just depends on, if Solo is going to fit the mold of Optic. Yeah, Solo would be an upgrade over Dokla. I'm not denying that, but if you're getting a trade out of this, why would Optic give up Dara? Because if Meteos leaves Optic and plays for another team, then they would want to keep Dara. They're basically knowing that Meteos is a player that likes the feel and place of a team, obviously. So when he leaves, it's more due to the fact that he just didn't really feel like that they were all friends and they were all really having fun together. He's talked about this stuff before in specific interviews and stuff like that. So I feel like Dardoch, literally because they know Meteos is just going to be a ticking time bomb, not in terms of gameplay, but in terms of, okay, he's going to find another team eventually, and it's just going to be a lot more beneficial for us if we just keep Dardoch, since we're going to have a good jungler anyway. And since they're going to be rebranded as Immortals anyway, Dardoch gets to play under his old Immortals banner. If you guys remember that, man, those were good old days back in the LCS. TSM Brandini and Tactical for Optic Gaming's Meteos. I don't know too much about Tactical and Brandini. Brandini used to play for 100 Thieves' Academy. He obviously just won his first Academy split, playing for TSM Academy. Then you're factoring in Tactical is the ADC, actually, if I'm not too mistaken. If I'm wrong, sorry, but these guys are okay. I don't think that anybody would be basically trading for any of these guys, because, you know, you're factoring in, are these Academy players going to give me a long-term good, you know, investment in wins, in terms of branding, in terms of, are these players going to hold their own in LCS games? And what I mean hold their own, I don't mean hold their own in a specific way that's like, okay, are they only holding their own because we're giving them tanks? Or are they only holding their own because every other player is performing just that much bad that it makes them look better? You know, I like Brandini, I like Tactical. The TSM Academy roster is pretty good overall for Academy standards, but I don't think anybody should be trading for Academy players, even if it's a potential trade that could make the league, that could make these teams better. Bonus will never happen. Trade Team Liquid Doublelift for 100 Thieves' Bang. Woo! Ew, I don't know about that. There are a bunch of reasons this won't happen. Doublelift is more valuable in almost every sense. He's an NA resident, a bigger brand, speaks better English, and Team Liquid have no reason to consider moving him for Bang. Even if Bang was the better player, which we're not conceding he is. All that said, it is an interesting concept to consider. Team Liquid have a extra import slot once Impact and Jensen become NA residents. Team Liquid would suddenly have 3 Korean speakers on their team, including Core JJ, as in Bang's duo. Meanwhile, Doublelift would be reunited with Rush Hour partner Afro, freeing up Ssumday to rejoin the starting lineup. Again, Team Liquid have no reason to make the swap, even if they secretly believe Bang is a better player than Doublelift right now. But we can drink. Yeah, you're definitely drinking if you're thinking that, but we can definitely dream. That's crazy. I don't ever see that happening. Yeah, I just don't see Doublelift and Afro playing together again, you know, after that whole situation happening with CLG, you know, so long ago. I just don't really see that happening. But, you know, these are some interesting spicy trades. V1per for Ssumday is interesting. Solo for Dokla is pretty cool. The Academy one is obviously debatable, but I'm pretty sure that, you know, those things are interesting in terms of giving these guys a chance. Could be a very good thing. We saw that work with Kumo and a lot of the Cloud9 Academy guys, so it could be a very, very good possible thing. So that's it, guys. Let me know what you think about these potential spicy trades. These things are interesting in terms of, you know, just all around having a roundabout discussion. You know, it's just always thinking about what could this player do a lot better on this squad than where they're at right now. See you guys later. I'm the Nightwing signing out. Like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, enjoy. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out. Goodbye. Have a good day, guys.